without being disagreeable. Is there anything in those that committee members cannot live with? Is there anything anyone would like to add?
I have a question.
Sure.
Since we did have an informational meeting on November 3rd,
Yes.
and at that meeting, it was stated that members of the community could refer their concerns directly to the committee. I believe there were at least, it was said at least 2 or 3 times, and it was backed up by a school board member. At what point during this process were the members of the community able to communicate either to a facilitator directly to have dissemination amongst the members so that the community could be involved in this? Is that question clear?
I believe so, and I understand what was stated at that meeting was if there were a number of people there, if they had concerns, they would just share them with a committee member, and then that committee member would bring it to us. So I would assume that anyone that was there that had a concern would have mentioned to someone here.
It was, I think it was stated to give it to the facilitator of the meeting.
I did not hear that, and I have not received any information from any member of the public.
There's some confusion on that. I believe that's to be noted. There is some confusion.
My
I think there's
comments
some.
were to bring it to one of the members, to the attention of one of the members. If there is a question, bring it to the
I have an email stating differently.
I'm just referring to what I said.
Okay, this is confusion, an area of confusion that I just wanted to let that be known that that is confusing to a lot of people in our community. Wasn't clear.
This is one point in the meeting when I will ask for participation from everyone here. If you have brought a cell phone with you today, please raise your hand. Please use that hand to turn your cell phone off. And we are ready to begin. Are there any questions from any members of the committee? All right, then we will start with citation number 1 from the book World History, Connections to Today. And that citation for review does say, Muslims profess faith in the same God as that worshipped by Jews and Christians. And that is found on page 254. The rationale for review is that Christians believe that Jesus is the Son of God, one person of the Holy Trinity. Muslims believe that Jesus to be only a prophet. Yes.
As a point of order, before we get into the actual citation, as the curriculum person, I feel it's my responsibility to just comment on what this is used for and how it's used, if I could.
Nice and loud, Kim.
Okay. This is a world history book, but it is used for 2 courses. My research shows that it is used for East-West grade 9 and world history grade 10. Now the actual complaint wrote down an edition of 2008, which we fixed to be 2005, which I think we were all in agreement with. And the statements that we're going to be looking at belong to the curriculum that go with the East-West Heritage class, which is a 9th grade class, which is also an elective. So it is not mandated that all students take this course by choice. The other thing I wanted to mention about this in my research, I actually went to the publisher and asked if they had some kind of rationale or whatever. And basically what they said was that in Florida, Pearson High School World History is a customized version that aligns to the curriculum requirements outlined by the state. Now, we did adopt during the Sunshine State Standards, and since then, there has been a split in the curriculum mandated by the state between 6th and 10th grade in world history. And the East-West class was added as a way to help students review from 6th grade some of that curriculum so that they would be better prepared for the 10th grade class. The curriculum should provide students with numerous opportunities to read, research, analyze, and discuss the events and issues that make up the study of world history. And one of the things I just want to remind us of is the fact that a book, no matter what curriculum it is not, no matter what curriculum it serves, is not the curriculum. The curriculum comes from the standards and is outlined in curricular maps. So I just want us all to be aware of that as we begin this discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. So I will repeat the citation for review. Muslims profess faith in the same God as that worshipped by Jews and Christians. And the rationale for review: Christians believe that Jesus is the Son of God, one person of the Holy Trinity. Muslims believe that Jesus to be only a prophet. When we look at that statement, number one, Muslims profess faith in the same God as that worshipped by Jews and Christians, then apply this here. Is that an appropriate statement, an accurate statement? Is it objective? And is it being used in an appropriate way?
Is there an order how we start?
No, just if you're interested.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for giving me a chance to be on this committee.
Nice and loud, please. Project.
As a Muslim, allow me to answer point number one. It's a factual statement. That's exactly what Muslims believe, that they believe in the same God of Jews and Christians, and actually anybody else outside the three monotheistic religions. So it's a factual statement and very accurate. And yes, I agree that we don't believe that Jesus is the Son of God. We believe that Jesus is a mighty prophet, and he is mentioned in the Quran. Once again, our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is mentioned in the Quran, as well as the mother of Jesus is mentioned in the Quran, and there is a whole chapter after it. Now, God, from the point of view, is accuracy, objective, all that, from a Muslim perspective, it's absolutely correct.
Yes, sir.
Well, from a non-Muslim perspective, and someone who's taught world religions, the key word in the sentence is profess. And the word profess simply means to claim. So the textbook isn't taking a position on the validity of what Muslims profess. They do profess to believe in the same God as Christians and Jews. So that's the key word that we have to deal with, is that.
Anything else that anyone would like to mention on this particular citation?
So I believe that if they are teaching this, and not that I think every word in these textbooks or use a textbook, is simply a tool that we can utilize in order to help educate students. But I believe that in this case, it's an accurate representation, because we are teaching political, we're teaching historical facts, not faith.
Any other comments on this citation?
I would like to say, I believe that we need a little bit more context in the statement, because it's not conclusive. Which Muslims believe? Which Muslims? Because that's a general statement, and I think we're basically pushing an entire group of people together, and we're not actually getting into it's kind of a broad statement, put it that way. So it's kind of encompassing a whole group of people, where I can point out, if we have time, where that is not 100% accurate. So I guess what we're saying is what Muslims profess is kind of a leading statement. When a child reads that, what are they to believe? That all Muslims, because there's no qualifier, profess faith in the same God as Christians and Jews. But that is factually inaccurate, because Muslims define God differently than Christians and Jews. Does that make sense? And I agree with him that I actually noticed that profess part right off the bat. I do understand where that's coming from, but I'm not sure where that can be found in the Quran or in the Hadith. If that can be pointed out, I'd like to see that where Muslims or all Muslims believe that the God of the Christians is the same as the God of Muslims, that we worship the same God.
I just have a question for clarification. So are you saying that in the same context that the God of the Christians is the God of the Jews? Is the same God?
I'm saying, I'm asking for clarification, which Muslims profess this.
But you just said they didn't agree with the Jewish Christian perspective on God. So I'm asking, are you saying that the Jewish God and the Christian God are one and the same?
I'm asking a question, I didn't say anything. I'm just asking. I'm asking for clarification. I'm asking,
Okay.
does that statement assume that all Muslims believe and worship or profess? And by profess, you said claim, right? So the word is claim. So do all Muslims claim, or is that just some Muslims claim faith in the same God as Christians and Jews? That's kind of where it's a little murky for me, and I should like to have some insight.
Let's start by the definition of a Muslim. A Muslim is a person who believes in one God and believes in the angel.
Speak up, please.
Yeah, we can't hear you over here. I'm sorry. I really have a hard time hearing.
A Muslim is a person who believes in God, one God, believes in the angel, believes in the prophets, believes in the angels, believes in holy books, and believes in hell and heaven, like the afterlife, and be destined. That's a Muslim.
Do you have, I'm sorry, can I just ask, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Can you show me that? Can you show me where that definition is?
It's all over the Quran. It's, for instance, the
I have one with me.
قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ.
Can you show me,
Allahu Samad.
can you give me the
لم
reference?
يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد.
Okay, that's not helpful.
Yeah, I know.
I know, and it's gonna have to be in English, 'cause I don't think any of us speak, is that Arabic? I don't think any of us speak that, so.
Look at chapter 112.
I'm sorry.